Welcome to Sunset Rewind. We're going to interview each of the Sunset League coaches in a one-on-one. We're very, very fortunate to have the newly named Corona Del Mar coach, Max Gamboa. Max was a player at Ensign Junior High, Newport Harbor High School, Orange Coast College. In all of that, he was the captain every year of his team, which tells you something about his ability as a coach. This will be the first of our series of introductory podcasts with all of the coaches in the Sunset League, to be held by my associate, Taryn Rodriguez, or myself. I'm Charlie Brand. Max, you've had lots of success at the lower levels at Newport Harbor. Every time I'm there, and I'm there all the time, I watch you guys. You have a great rapport with your team. Your team plays hard all the time. They understand winning and losing. They understand your feelings about winning and losing. How would you describe your coaching technique, coaching style?
Yeah, well, first of all, I appreciate you guys having me on. Happy to be here. Two of my oldest friends in the volleyball community. But yeah, I mean, my coaching style, I think, goes back to, one moment that I carry with me from our first lunch together when you were my mentor in the mentor program. And that was that the coaches will play for the players will play for their coaches, right? And that one always really stuck with me. And so I try to make sure that every time I step into a new gym, and this was obviously a completely new program this year, that my first thing is not instruction, right? My first thing is making sure that the kid knows I care about him, and make sure the kid knows that I believe in him and that we want the best for them, right? Because a kid that doesn't believe that isn't really going to listen to your instruction. So once we've, developed a rapport and we've gotten to know each other a little bit, then we start coaching, and then we start building that relationship.
Max, especially in this day and age where there are so many things and distractions and things, getting that relationship with your players is essential to success later on down the road. I know that you've had just a few practices. You've had the one tournament that you were in. But this far in your season, what are your assessments of your team, strengths, weaknesses?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great tournament for us. We've had some really great practices. Obviously, we've got some great coaches in the gym that have been helping me out a lot the last 4 weeks. The girls have been very competitive. In that first match against Olu, we walked out and kind of got smoked in the first set, right? And there was no blinking from them. They came right back and beat them even worse in the second set and then smoked them in the third, right? So that was very encouraging for us to see just from a mentality standpoint, right? We're not going to go away just because things don't go so well for us in a set or at the start of a game. But right now, I mean, we've got a lot of strengths. Mainly being our pins. Our pins have been incredible. That's kind of where we have not only the most seniority, but also, the players that have kind of played at the highest level on the team. Cassie Dahl has kind of been leading the way as a senior. It's always nice when you got that.
I was amazed when you were running sprints the other day.
Uh-huh.
She won those sprints by a mile. Yeah. I mean, I almost looked and said, don't let the track coach see you.
Yeah,
because she can run.
I mean, it means a lot when the girl who's winning those sprints, because some people are just getting through them. And some people are using them to get better like they're supposed to. And Cassie's definitely one of those girls. She was named to the All Queens Court tournament team, as well as Sophia Dinovitz. There we go. Thank you, T. Both of them were outstanding that tournament. Savannah Dennis has been awesome. She's kind of an up-and-coming junior. Got some good play time last year and has just been a cornerstone for us in practice. She's there 30 minutes before practice every day, doing her own workouts and inspiring the girls to be there at the same, right? Mm-hmm. So, Stella Welton as well, another one of our seniors, has just been great in practice, great kid, just brings so much to the table on and off the court.
Love the whole Welton family. They've all been through the program. Stella's the last one. So.
Yeah, we got a couple siblings. We've got Eden Brown, Ben Brown's little sister.
Right.
She's been great. This is her first year on varsity, and you can tell she picks stuff up quick.
I was really impressed with Ben, because he comes out here, it's Chicago, to all of a sudden here, and he was really receptive to all the coaching that Katie gave him last year. So.
Yeah, I heard nothing but good things from Katie about Ben, and it sounds like Eden's been the same way. So knows you got some good parents over there.
Yeah. That's key. That's a key. What do you think you need to work on? What are the areas? Obviously, serving and passing. That's what every coach says. So
Yeah, I mean, I've actually been impressed with our serving for sure. Serve receive, I think the skills are there. We're just working on communication. And then, biggest weaknesses is just finding our connection together and improving that dialogue between one another.
Right.
I think it's so important, and, not just in volleyball, but in life, right? The only way you can get through problems is by talking about them.
Right.
So, I think our dialogue can improve, and it has been improving. I just don't think that they've been quite, as encouraged as I've been focused on the dialogue, right? And they're getting better at it, and I think it's just new for them. But I want the dialogue before the play, during the play, after the play, and let's just have as much as we can.
Well, Max, as you know, it's easy to have dialogue when everything's going well. It's when things aren't going well that you have to be strong enough, and learning how to be tough enough to step up in those tough times is essential for developing that successful team. Taryn was at your Queen of the Court tournament and saw every one of the matches. I know he's got some questions for you.
Yeah, and you said that Sophia and Cassie made all tournament. That was actually not in an all tournament team. Those are just players that I thought stood out that Michelle Bamford kind of posted. And I had 7 players from the top 6 teams that made the gold bracket, and your team made the gold bracket. What do you think your team learned the most through that weekend, playing a lot of good competition?
Yeah, I mean, I think they learned that they can do it, right? And that's kind of what we've been telling them all year. And I know that the outside world maybe didn't think so much. I know before the match, you came up to me and said, you guys are punching above your weight class a little bit here. And I think it was good that we walked in and won our pool right after that. So that's always nice. But, I think that was the biggest thing, because we had been telling them that they had the talent and they had the skill and they had the work ethic to compete at that level. And they showed that they could. And I think it was just huge for their confidence going forward, knowing what they're capable of.
And to elaborate on that, it's just that in years past, I've always seen CdM play in the varsity division. You played in the elite varsity division, and I just got to say, it takes a lot of courage to partake in that division and whatnot. So for you all to make the gold bracket of that division, I tip my invisible hat to you.
Well, I appreciate it. The girls earned it.
Yeah, and they definitely have my praise and respect. And I also did write about Lexi Robinson, who I think will possibly be a great player in the future. So talk to me a little about Lexi.
Yeah, Lexi's been great. She's been battling some injury issues and things of that nature. But when she's on the court, she's making a difference, and fun kid to be around. For those of you that know her brother Jack, I've heard kind of the same thing, nothing but good stories from Katie about him. And Lexi's been the same for us, always a smile on her face and working hard, working through the injuries, doing what she can, and definitely a lot of potential.
You watch her at practice. I've been lucky enough to be at a few of your practices, and you could see she's still kind of hurting, but boy, she's pushing it.
Yep.
She's not backing down from anything. Very impressive. What about some other positions? We've talked about your pins, your outside hitters. Who's standing out in the middle?
Yeah, we've had a fun middle group this year. We've got a good mix. We've got some seniors, Matisse Robertson, and we've got.
Doesn't Matisse know she's not very tall?
Matisse doesn't care.
Yeah,
Matisse is trying to fly high all the time.
Yeah.
So, she's been a great kid. I had her back in club a few years ago. Just really fun to be around. Brings a great energy to the team, and always nice to have a senior at a position group that can kind of lead the way. And we've had a couple converted middles as well. Izzy Ashcraft is probably making her way back to the middle after a good showing to the setter position. So 2 senior middles is great for us. Lola Calgano, we're moving over as well into the middle, and she's been great. Did a great job at Queen's Court. We also got a transfer, Cooper Piercy, in there, who's been awesome.
I like that. I like the way she moves. That's an athlete. That's an athlete that enjoys winning. You can see it.
Yeah.
She'll help. When is she eligible?
September 13th.
September 13th.
Yeah.
Is that your only transfer?
That is. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. She was, I would say, probably the biggest turning point in that Olu match. She came in that second set and just brought the energy.
She played in the Queen of the Court.
She did.
Yes, I
she
saw.
Did. Scrimmages.
She did.
Yep.
Oh, scrimmages.
Those
are
don't
okay.
count
That's
towards
summer.
the IF FYI for
Yeah.
those that are wondering.
Yeah. So we were able to get her some game time then, which I know she was excited about, knowing that she was going to be sitting out for the next month, and she made the most of it. She came in, made some huge plays, did some celebration dances on the court that I think loosened the girls up a little bit and got them going forward.
When I went
again.
to your first practice, I looked at Katie was talking to me, and I looked and I go, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
And she's transferred from Mater Dei. I go,
Yeah.
"I like her. She's
Yeah.
going to be good."
Yeah. And
Junior,
then,
right?
Sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Even
so
better.
She's coming up quick, and she's in that grade with Lexi as well, who's also in the middle. So, and then we've got Olivia Kiecki in there too,
Right.
Another girl who I coached in clubs. So there were some familiar faces when I walked into the program,
Right.
and it was nice. All really nice girls, and I think that's kind of been the best part about our team.
What about the question mark of setting?
Setting, yeah, it's been an interesting year at the setting position. We were unfortunately without one of our sophomore setters, Mirto. She was off in Greece. She was doing some camps and had a big family
This is her
wedding up
first
there.
year here.
It's her second year.
Second year.
Yeah, she was with the JV group last year.
Okay.
And so, moving forward, we weren't really sure what we were getting from her. So we had Izzy Ashcraft move over to the setter position with Livy Rozalski. Livy, who was a starter last year at that position. And, Izzy worked so hard. And I thought competed so well at that Queen's Court tournament. And then, Mirto came back and really kind of has settled into a role over the last few practices. And it has allowed us to put Izzy back in the middle, right? Because that's Izzy's natural position, and she's been a player for the Balboa Bay Blue team. And
Right.
so now we're rolling with Livy and Mirto at that position. And then Sam Sullivan is filling in a little bit as well, her first year on varsity.
I think both Livy and Mirto add a spirit
Mm-hmm.
also that you'll love to see from your setter, who basically is controlling the offense, and they're both fiery competitors,
Yeah.
which is fun.
Yeah, Livy's got a ton of energy, for
Yeah.
sure.
She doesn't know she's short either,
She
does
doesn't. That's why I like her.
Yeah, that's why you
She
would
does-
like
yeah,
her.
She doesn't know
That's
she's
a
short
good
either.
point.
Yeah.
And then what about the Liberace?
The Liberace.
As
Those are
Coach
my-
Glenn calls it, the Liberace.
Hashtag justice for liberos.
Yeah, those are our girls over there. We got Riley Card, another senior, right? We kind of got the seniors all sprinkled out into their positions, right? So it's been very helpful for us, and Riley's been doing a great job. She's one of our captains with Cassie, and just leading the way, and she's learning so much already, and all the girls have just been so interested in instruction, which is not always the case, especially from new coaches. So, her and McKenna Smith, who's a transfer from last year, a junior.
Lots of energy also.
Another energy, another energy source that we have there, who came in Queen's Court, did a great job, served the ball really well, and just again adds that juice when you need it.
Right. There's a saying amongst we older coaches that the team with the most seniors usually will win. And you look at it, just follow high school for
Yeah.
a while. That's what normally happens. You talked about your coaching staff. You've got the newest guy and the veteran guy with you right now, Cole Pinder, great player at Newport
Yep.
and at UCLA, teaches a lot of beach now to a lot of girls, and now he's on your staff in his first high school coaching job.
Yep.
And then you've got Sam Stafford, who, in my opinion, is the best of all of them, assistant coach or head coach, great coach, but he would have to be considered the veteran of that staff.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm learning from Sam every day.
Yep.
The guy is a wealth of knowledge. He just comes in and does such a great job. He cares so much. I was very happy that, Coach Katie helped me wrestle him back over to the girls' side, which he had not been doing in, I think, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Right.
And at first was not super into the idea, but has really come around and really is enjoying it. And, I know for Cole as well, right? I mean, Cole gets to, in his first real high school coaching job, walk into a gym filled with great coaches at all 3 levels, right? So we're all just in there learning from each other and passing along ideas. And I think that's the biggest part amongst our coaching staff is everyone is there to contribute, and nobody's worried about who's coaching where, who's stepping on anybody's toes. Everyone, just like we expect the players to do, is just putting the program first.
It amazed me watching Sam coach. I've been lucky enough to coach with him a lot of times, and he's such a great coach. but it's really interesting to watch his delivery. He walks up to the girl, he'll whisper something, and then walk away. And then you see that she responds, and there's no noise, nothing. It just kind of happens, which is the sign of a real good coach who knows how to get his point across.
Yeah, no, he's been great.
I love the fact that Conley Kipp, a CdM alumni and one of the 3 Kipp sisters who are all great players at Corona Del Mar, is coaching your JV team.
Yeah, that was another steal that we got,
Katie got, right?
Katie got, yeah. Katie had that signed up in about, maybe 24 hours when she mentioned her name. So Conley's been awesome. It's so great for the girls to have a girl that's been there before.
Right.
And then obviously the girls like it when she brings her volleyball celebrity sister to practice here and there. So,
Hey, Casey was pretty good too.
Yeah,
Everyone talks about Kendall, but Casey was a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Played at Santa Barbara, and was fun. Then her assistant, Tommy Casey.
Tommy Casey.
Tommy Casey, is that his first coaching job too?
It is. He did some of the clinics, I believe, at down at the beach, but coming over to CdM, I call them our alumni staff because it's those 2 running the show. And Tommy, I think, has found a new love for sure. I mean, he is killing it with the girls. He's so into it, so motivated. Every practice I show up, he's drenched in sweat because we're practicing after the JV, and he is just involved and engaged, and it's just been really fun to see.
People don't understand how we get into coaching and how you stick with it, but that's how it starts. You just start, you're doing it. I'm going to do it for 1 year, and then you feel the family, you feel the growth, and you love that.
Yeah.
And that's why you see these coaches that stay on and on and on. Which brings me to the Sunset League. Sunset League, and we've talked a little bit, Tara and I've talked a little bit about this. Sunset League, in my opinion, is the best top to bottom league in California for sure, and probably the United States. Teams 1 through 6, 7 can all play. Six teams went to CIF last year from one league.
Right.
Actually, it was 4.
Okay.
But still, I digress.
Yeah. And they had coaches that have all been coaching for 20 years at a very, very high level. The Fountain Valley, the Huntington Beach, Craig Pisani, Dave Hubert, Los Al, Trent Jackson is at Edison.
Ryan Parker at Marina.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then Rebecca Cheltenham at Fountain Valley, Pat Eaton now getting a custom at Newport, and then you at CdM. Talk to us about what it'll be like being in the Sunset League and facing a lot of that good talent.
Yeah, we're super excited, right? It's going to be a competition every night. Obviously, the girls are hungry. They're hungry for success this year. And, we just had our one-on-ones last week where I kind of speak with each of the players. And, winning league is on all of our minds. Getting back to CIF is on all of our minds. Winning Battle of the Bay, of course, is on all of our minds. I'm excited personally just to coach against some of these guys. Trent Jackson was my first club coach down in Balboa when I showed up for 14s. Other than the clinics, right? But my first year at 14s, Trent was running that 14s program, right? And then Pat was leading the 14s program on my first year coaching. Right. So, super big fans of those guys and the way they coach, and definitely modeled a lot of the ways that I coach after those guys, right? So definitely took a lot from them. And man, it is going to be fun. Not like Battle of the Bay had enough energy already, but I know Pat's a high energy guy and I'm a high energy guy, so it's definitely going to be a fun time.
With all the excitement that you go through when you Battle of the Bay, those are the greatest. Where do you play all your friends playing for the other school in a match that publicized and famous? But you got to remember, it's just a game. We've had teams at Corona Del Mar. By the '84, the first state champion team from Newport Mesa at Corona Del Mar, we lost to Newport Harbor both times in league. In 5, 15-13, we lost to both of them. We didn't win the city championship, but we won the state championship.
Exactly.
And that's how good are you in November?
Kind of like the boys in 2018.
Yeah. Yeah, same way. The boys got it done twice and then lost in the state finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that game is, it's just such an event. It's so much fun. Such a good thing to be a part of, but
For both schools.
for both schools.
Yeah.
For both schools.
Student body,
Yeah.
faculty,
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
alumni, everybody.
I still miss when we just played them once. I felt like it was a bigger event when we did that, but, the two's all right as
That
well.
You could even go to the discussion of, like changing sides. When COVID happened, no one
Mm-hmm.
changed sides. Well, there's definite advantage on one side. In Corona del Mar, there's a barrier over the home team side.
Oh, yeah.
So if you hit it up and it hits that barrier and comes back, it's in play.
Right.
But if they hit it up and it hits the barrier, it's out of play.
Right.
And they don't switch. So the whole time,
Yep.
CDM's at the advantage. The bleachers at Newport Harbor,
Yep.
that's an advantage. And yet, if you don't switch sides. So playing at both sides, I think only evens it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely. No, I mean, it's the best game that there is. Cole still talks about how even playing in the USC-UCLA rivalry doesn't come close to that game. So,
now Cole had some big games at CDM
yep.
when he was playing, and
Yeah.
both those teams, they were 1 and 2 in the nation
Right.
when Cole was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they were good. You're going to leave Wednesday for Hawaii
Yes.
and play in a tournament over there in Kailua, a school called Les Jardins, who has had some good players.
Yep.
But you have you play 3 matches each day
Each
for
day.
3 days, which is a lot of matches.
A lot of matches.
All 3 out of 5.
2 out of 3.
Oh, 2 out of 3.
Yep.
Okay. And that will be an exciting. What are your plans with this, or how do you plan to be successful in this trip?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an all-hands-on-deck event, right?
Yeah.
When you got 9 matches in 3 days, everyone has got to contribute, and everyone has got to, find a way to be effective on the court. And,
Right.
and we know that they all can, and they can all find a spot to, can't have Cassie taking 300 swings this weekend, right? So we got to find a way to make sure that we're keeping her shoulder good, and
Now
same
you
for other things.
realize a good setter is going to go to their good hitter. It's just the way it works. So you got to maybe talk her out of doing that a
Right.
little. and
Get
say,
Savvy and Sophia involved.
Right,
"Gotta
absolutely.
set some other hitters.
Yeah. And we got plenty. We
Yeah.
got plenty,
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be a group effort all the way through. But obviously our plan going into every match is expecting to win, right?
Right.
So we're looking to walk away 9-0, cover about 75% of our wins from last year already right off the bat with our first tournament, and just keep that high going.
Last
from the
year was
Queen's Court.
last year. This
Right.
is your team,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
your year this year.
Absolutely.
And that, you're only looking forward.
Always.
So
Always. So I just know the girls are excited about that.
Right.
But obviously, Queen's Court is gone as well, and all that matters is that next match. So, we're going to take it day by day out there, match by match, set by set, and do everything that we can to get to 25 first.
And don't call the first time out, as Charlie once said.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You said that to Coach Larry Hurst.
Oh,
I
okay. So you come back, and then you have matches with Crean Lutheran.
Yep.
And then Laguna Beach, and then you start league.
I think we get to Soro as well.
yeah, they get to
Sorrow.
Sorrow, and then they get Huntington to start league on the 28th.
So you've got then you're in the race.
Then we're in the race. Yeah.
It gets real.
Yeah.
So practice-wise, what's the format right now? Most of the time, are you scrimmaging, or are you still breaking down individual skills, or combination, or?
Yeah, so it's been a lot of drills, right? It's been a lot of drills and breaking down the skills, and go ahead.
I just want to say that Casey Thompson has opted not to coach this year.
Katie Thompson.
Katie Thompson.
Yeah.
I said Casey. Katie Thompson has opted not to coach this year. She's got a number of things going on in her life, all very successful stuff. I know that's a loss to your coaching staff because she's so good at what she does,
Big time.
but it does kind of change your duties a little bit.
For sure. And Katie brought so much to the table in those 4 short weeks, right? I mean, she really created a relationship with the girls, and she was another one that hasn't coached girls in a long time, right? So, I know she really enjoyed it. I know she's bummed that she can't stay on, but totally understandable. Got a lot going on in life right now, expecting, obviously. And it's pretty awesome to have had her for what we did. And she's just a great person.
You look at 6'2", athletic, competitor, state champion in Newport Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
Did it all. Went to Santa Barbara, All-American at Santa Barbara. One of the scariest things in my life is I went to have dinner at the Thompson's house. 5 girls like Katie Thompson, all fighting over who's getting what.
It gets competitive at that Thompson house.
It was.
And if you lose, you have to do laundry or chores. That's
But
what
it
I
was-
heard.
Well, and then at the end of dinner, Katie looks over and says, "Okay, let's play charades." And I'm going, "No, I'm not playing charades with this group." Scary.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so now someone's got to fill in, helping with the middle blockers.
Yep.
So is
Yeah.
that probably Sam?
Yeah. I mean, Sam's got a drill for everything, and
Yep.
got so much to teach the girls, and Katie's already got them off to such a good start.
Yep.
And they all have gotten so much better and learned so much. And obviously now that we're moving more into kind of the meat of our game schedule, we got to play.
I loved, I went to one of the earliest practices, and Katie had the whole freshman, JV, and varsity people running footwork drills, middle
Yep.
blocker drills at the
Yep.
net. I'm going, how good is this? Most teams go, that's our freshman team, they're over there. Now she's got them all doing the same footwork, you bring it up. That's how a system is built by
Right.
doing that.
Right. I mean, biggest thing for us at the beginning of camp and tryouts and for the season was community, right? And that's what we need. That's what you want to be a successful program, is everybody putting the program first, working for each other, right? And not focused on, especially in today's day and age, it can be tough, right? With all the social media and everyone's just acting on a stage. But if you can really care about your fellow classmate, your fellow teammate, it's really going to build a deep foundational structure for a great program.
Well said. You put Sam, who's working with the setters, with the middles. I've always felt that was a common tie.
Yep.
Those two guys have to really work together because you got to run the your highest percentage hitters are your middle hitters.
Right.
And so if you're going to be successful, you've got to be able to transition and give it to your highest percentage hitter in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh.
They just open up the whole offense.
Yep.
You
And
know?
then everything else opens up
Yeah.
for Cassie.
Exactly.
So,
Cassie, Sophia, Savannah, and they've been so good out of the back row too that that middle attack also opens up that BIC and opens up that D ball, and if we can spread those around and keep our offense.
The way
Yeah.
the game has gone now, so many people are running the BIC.
Yep.
That back to the old D ball, teams don't see it.
Right.
I always
Yeah.
look and say, if you want to defend a team, you don't run what they practice.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be good at that.
Yeah.
That's what they practice. Run something that they don't practice. And that's how you can beat those teams.
Yeah. I mean, she was wildly effective at Queens Court on the D ball. I was incredibly impressed, especially considering she hadn't hit a D ball in one practice.
Yeah.
So.
Probably-
the fact that
probably
she was
in
just
5
comfortable over
years,
there.
you know,
Yeah.
so-
But she came and executed
That's
just like we
great.
needed her to.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, it's been a great afternoon discussing this with you. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
Taryn, thank you for taking your time.
Yeah, Max, I actually do need to inquire about something. So Battle of the Bay round 1 is going to be on Saturday. Is there any particular reason why? Because you also have Marina 2 days after that. So
Yeah, it was a scheduling conflict with Newport Harbor.
Okay.
They asked if we could make it work for them, and we're going to make it work for
You know
them.
those guys over
Yeah.
there, huh?
I like them all right.
Good thing.
That always seems to happen with
Yeah, that's good. Good. Well, again, Max, thank you for being here. Thank you, Taryn. We'll see you at our next podcast. We're going to have Pat Eaton on, which will also be a very exciting and fun-filled podcast.
Make sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube page and follow us on social media, whether it's on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok at @sunset_rewind. Thank you to James Krupe for producing this show. Thank you to all of our Sunset Rewind crew. And once again, thank you to Max for being here. It's a pleasure to have you and to kick off this Sunset League Girls Volleyball Coach Introduction. We will see you all next time. Take care and have an amazing day. God bless.